Checking audio. Hey everyone, welcome to the AI agents for the rest of us. First of all, before we begin, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining today, for taking your time, and I wish you all a very happy new year. Before we begin, can you confirm that if can my audio is audible and you're able to see me, you're able to see my screen, is everything set? Can I see the responses in chat here as well as on YouTube? Or a simple reaction should work. All right, I think we are all set to begin. Oops. Okay, let's begin our session for today. And as I was mentioning, a very happy new year to each one of you who have joined here. This is your first step towards, the 2026 where you've dedicated your time towards your AI career development. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for trusting me with your time and joining this session on a Saturday. And I guess for some of you, it's still Friday night based on your time zone. Thank you all once again. Now, let's take a second to breathe, shall we? Breathe along with me. Breathe in and then breathe out. Because AI has always felt overwhelming, noisy, and intimidating lately. Have you felt it? Because you're exactly, if you felt it that way, you're exactly where you're supposed to be this Saturday. This session, it's not about hype, it's about coding. And it's definitely not about replacing humans with AI. That is a myth that has been circulating around for since 2022 when ChatGPT was released. And not just 2022, when the term AI was first coined and put into use in the 1950s. So since 1950s, we've been worrying that AI is going to replace us, which is, it's been what several decades now, and AI still hasn't replaced us. In fact, it has created a lot of opportunities for us. So this session is all about understanding what AI agents really are, how normal people can use them, and how you can start today without a technical background. By the end of this hour, you'll clearly understand what an AI agent is, why chatbots are not enough, how AI agents can actually work, and how you can start building your own AI agents today. Before we begin, let me move. A quick introduction about me. I'm Arthi. I'm an AI educator and a trusted voice in AI. And my job is pretty simple. I make AI make sense for all of you. I've spent years building AI systems, but more importantly, I've spent years explaining AI to people who don't understand and who do not have a PhD in machine learning. Everything I teach is built around one belief: AI should be useful, fair, and understandable. That belief is why this session exists. So, before we move on, there are a couple of people who constantly ask me, and those of you who have joined here for the first time, you must have an, understanding as to who I am, why am I doing what I'm doing right now. So, quick intro about myself. So here's why you should listen to me throughout this entire 1 hour session. I've spent over a decade building AI products, from recommendation engines to NLP systems to real world automation tools. But what matters more is that during these several years, I've spent translating complex AI ideas into language that real people can actually use. I've translated complex jargon into for stakeholders, presented it to them to make them make sense of what business use cases they can adapt to. I don't believe AI should live only inside research papers or developer forums. AI should live in your workflows, your careers, and your everyday life to make each and every one's life better. And I've worked in several big brands, as you can see, AstraZeneca, Pfizer, Zoho, where I've implemented a lot of AI solutions. And today, let me take the pride in introducing my own, the startup that I've begun very recently. It's called the Arthi AI Collective. So when we talk about what Arthi AI Collective does, it's not an agency or it is not a course platform, but it is a place where AI is translated, built, and enabled. So people, they don't just learn AI, they actually use it. Everything you see today comes from that specific philosophy. So I translate AI across all of these platforms like YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and recent Discord channel where some of you have tuned in. And I post regularly on Medium. I have a newsletter on Substack, so please go check it out. I'll drop all the links in the chat very shortly. And I also build AI tools that create social impact. More on that later. And I also enable a lot of individuals by offering free career consultations, and also I offer a couple of mock interview sessions for individuals who are, intimidated by interviews. So I'll drop those links as well as to how you can get enabled by me. Moving forward, so the two products that I've spoke about, the Pink Fair and Microsoft Studio. These are the two products that I've built recently, and everything I build follows one specific rule. It has to solve real world problems. Whether it's Pink Fair, to talk about it, which exposes unfair pricing for women, and Microsoft Studio, it helps people build real products as a solo founder. So the entire idea of Microsoft Studio was brought from the inspiration that I had while building Pink Fair, starting from ideation to getting your first paying customers and how do you define your exit strategy. It's all there. So for me, AI is never the goal, but it's always the tool. Moving on, let's take a quick look at the agenda for today. So we'll look at what are AI agents, what exactly are they? Everybody's talking about it and everybody's like hyping about it. So what exactly is an AI agent? And we'll look at different no-code tools out there that can help you build your own first AI agent without writing even a single line of code. And we'll take a look at a very small, quick demonstration as to how you can build this AI agent. And we'll have all the questions toward the end of the session. But in the meantime, if you have any question, you can kind of put it in the chat, and you can always reach out to me after the session as well. So moving on to the actual session over here. Okay. So before we begin, I have one simple question for you. So what is your go-to AI tool? Drop it in the chat here on YouTube or on Discord, wherever you've tuned in. What is your one AI tool that you immediately go towards? Like, if you have a question, or if you want a script for some, talk that you're going to do, or you want to post something on LinkedIn, what is that one single AI tool that you go for? Let's see what you've dropped in. Right. Oh, interesting answers. Okay, I guess a couple of them joining on YouTube have an issue with the audio. Let me fix that. Is it okay now? People on YouTube, is it all right? Okay. Moving forward, let's look at what you've posted as your answers. What is the one AI tool that you go to? A couple of them have put in ChatGPT, Google Anti-Gravity. Wow, there are experts who have joined here. and ChatGPT again, Perplexity, Copilot. Wow, fantastic answers. Let's look at the summary as of like all of your responses put together. Let me bring that up. Wow, there it goes. We have ChatGPT users, around 75% of you joined here, across Discord and YouTube, you use 75%. And then Claude is 50%, the third is Gemini, Grok, and some of the apps are not on the list. Okay, anyways, so the number one tool which every one of us use, again, it's ChatGPT. Even though Gemini 3 has these amazing capabilities and is currently the benchmark, we still go to ChatGPT. Probably because that's the first AI tool that was accessible to all of us. Never mind, we do not know the real reason. Anyways, let's take a look. All right, so from all of those your responses, I can understand that everybody go to ChatGPT or any of your preferable AI tools, and you kind of use it on your day-to-day basis, right? I guess like everyone using WhatsApp today might have checked out Meta AI, which is like inbuilt to WhatsApp. So you type in and you get your answers. So if you can use ChatGPT, you can build AI agents. So this is the belief that we are going to be kind of getting in and kind of like putting it into our brain for this entire session. Again, repeat after me. If you can use ChatGPT, you can build AI agents. All right. So from this, you all can understand that you already are AI agent expert. You just haven't kind of recognized it that you are all AI agents experts. So before we begin, I just wanted to again reinforce that agents are not a developer only thing anymore. They are like the thinking shift, not a technical one. So anybody for that matter, you could be a doctor, a nurse, someone who has never written a single line of code in your entire life. You can build AI agents, and there are a lot of options, a lot of free tools out there that can enable you do that, and that's what we're going to be seeing in the rest of the session. Okay, so for those of you who have registered via the sign up form that I posted, so you might have seen a question which asks, the what do you expect out of the AI agents, like, or what do you expect your AI agents to do? So look at these responses. This is a simple word cloud that I built out of all of your responses. So you want upskilling, you want automation, career growth, learning. So people don't want AI for fun anymore. That was 2022 version of all of us, where we wrote poems, where we wrote essays in the voice of Shakespeare or someone you idolize. But in 2026, people want AI to help, and they want to kind of automate their existing workflows so that they can kind of focus on what truly means to them and what they want to do in their real life. So that is where AI chatbots like ChatGPT, Google, and Perplexity, they fall short, and that's where AI agents come in. Right. So I just wanted to mention that we are kind of stuck in the chatbot era right now. You can ask AI a question, but then you still have to copy paste the answer and then send the emails to, let's say you want your, ChatGPT to create an email for you. You prompt it, it generates a response for you, and then you fetch the response and then paste it onto your email platform, and whatever response you get out of that email, you update your spreadsheets, schedule calendars, all of these things you do manually. At least the email drafting part is done, right? That's what we all think, and that is where we are stuck in the chatbot era, even in 2026. We are, as humans, are still the bridge connecting AI with all of these different tools. So that is the key problem, and AI agents are the only solution for addressing this key problem in 2026. Right. Okay. So don't worry about all the complicated, highly populated slide over here, but I just put it here because like post the session, I'll send it over to you, and you can understand what AI agents are in from a single slide. That's why. But let's look at the key concepts of what AI agent is. using a particular framework that I love called Anatomy of an AI Agent. All right. So, what is an AI agent? Now, we all know that how a human brain functions, right? We have a brain and then a brain stem. So whenever our brain sends a signal, it goes via the brain stem, and then the whole body functions based on how your brain has signaled it. So if you touch a fire, your brain signals as to take off your hand immediately from that fire, and then your hand is immediately reverted back from the fire. So that's how brains function. Similarly, the AI agent has something called as the brain, and also AI agents have something called as the brain stem. So the brain is where the ChatGPT, your databases, all of these different AI tools that you use come into the picture, and your brain stem is the system prompt that you give. So for instance, for generating emails, you would have given a prompt write the email as a professional designer, or as a professional developer emailing the manager or potential client, and so on. So this system prompt is your brainstem because it helps your brain understand what the user wants, right? And moving forward, we have tools. So these are the different tools that you can connect to your AI agent, like your Slack, Teams, Google Sheets, Notion, or any tools for that matter, your emails, even Canva, Zoom, anything for that matter, any tools any application that you use, you can connect it to your AI agents, and thereby the AI agents kind of does the function for you based on that. Now, these are the three different parts of an AI agent, if you will. So you have a brain, you have a brain stem, and the different tools that kind of does it. Now, us as humans, we orchestrate all of these things together, and then define the AI agent with a role as to what it should be. It can be an email generator, it can be your sales representative, it can be your content generator, it can be anything that you wish. And along with all of those instructions, the AI agent kind of starts to kind of act autonomously and does all the work for you. So this is where the entire 2026 is headed towards. 2025 saw the boom of AI agent, but several analysts have predicted that 2026 around 40 to 50% of organizations, the workforce, will be AI agent enabled. So we are not looking at AI agent as one of the kind of tool out there, but it's going to be mingled in our lives with or without us knowing it. So you joining today and learning all about AI agent is your first step towards working along with AI agents instead of fearing that it'll take your job one day. So moving forward, to begin with, we have orchestrated the brainstem, and the tools of your AI agent. Now, let's assume that you give it an input. So this input can be kind of your system prompt, or kind of a trigger that makes this AI agent to kind of start acting. So it can be once the email is received, you have to draft up a response email, or once the email is received, you have to populate it on a Google sheet. So this anything can be the function of this AI agent. So your input can be anything, and this input will serve as the trigger for your AI agent, right? So once you give the agent the input, what happens is the input is fed into the brain of the AI agent, which is your language model, and this language model, your ChatGPT or Gemini, whatever you use, understands this trigger as to, all right, so an email has arrived, and what should we do? As an AI agent, what is our role to do? So this is when the AI kind of looks into the brainstem for the system prompt that we've given, and understand, all right, so the trigger, that is the email received, is a trigger which we've got, and now the brainstem with the system prompt which mentions that understand the email and then draft a response to it. So this is the system prompt, for instance. Now what the brain does is that it does receive this information or receive the instructions. So it goes to the tools and then generates the email and sends it over as an output. So yeah, so you get an output with the all of the details that whatever email you want, or if it needs to be populated in a spreadsheet. If you connect your if you connect your tools accordingly, you will get the output in those tools, or if it has to be resent to you or to a potential client, and so on. So this is the anatomy of an AI agent, and how it kind of works, like if starting from a trigger to how it generates an output and populates your respective tool. Right. I hope that you're clear with all the concepts that we've learned so far. So to recap, the AI agent has a brain, which is a reasoning engine, and it understands things. It talks like ChatGPT. And then there is memory, which is an optional layer, but if a memory is there, you'll have persistence, and you can even use it for reinforcement learning, so that the AI agent avoids mistakes that it has done once, and then it never repeats it again. There are tools, which is the action layer, where based on the instructions from the brain layer, the AI agent performs these actions. It takes action, right? So it sends the email, it scrapes the web for you, it generates the LinkedIn post for you. The use cases are enormous. And finally, the orchestration. So this is the step-by-step instruction that we give an agent. So this is a one-time effort that we do, and there are a lot of tools which kind of do this orchestration for you, which we'll be looking at in the rest of the session. So brain, memory, and tools orchestrated together, and it gives clear rules and execution logic for your AI agent. And that's how your AI agent, unlike a chatbot, doesn't just answer your questions, but it does exactly, it knows what exactly to do: book your flight, or book your rooms when you're traveling, act as your travel agent, and so on. All right. Moving on, as I promised, here are the list of all the different AI platforms that can help you assemble these AI agents, so that you need not write even a single line of code. While there, I've also like categorized them into different you know categories as to whether they are useful for general business workflow, or like if it's a multi-agent data orchestration, where you can use not just one large language model, but also several one of them, and you can kind of like attach a DB to it, or if it is a specialized niche builder. For example, voice flow is for conversational voice agents. You can kind of attach it, or you can kind of implement it for any of your service that you're providing, or put it as a voice support agent on your website if you have a portfolio, or if you are working for an organization that has a website for their products. So you can implement it using voice flow. And these are some of the many AI tools out there which can help you orchestrate or build your own AI agents. I think some of you might have already used make.com or NA10, and then relevance AI is pretty common. But today we are going to be looking at one specific tool here called Relay.app. So why did I choose this specific AI platform from all those list of platforms? Because a lot of you joining here are first time learners, and a lot of you are students, and Relay.app has this amazing features that can help you get started for free, so that you can explore before you kind of upgrade to a paid version. Although all the platforms that I listed in the previous slide, they have free trial and free version available, but it's not like Relay.app, where it has free version and the credits top up every month. So unlike other apps where you have to kind of like purchase the credits once you have exhausted all the credits in your free trial. So that's why I thought Relay.app, it's easy to implement. It's the credits top up each month, and also it's like very good and very amazing platform for starting as a fresher. All right, now moving forward, excuse me. Okay, so before we start building our AI agent using the Relay platform, let's understand a specific use case and let's build an AI agent for that use case. So all of you, I think many of you here would try to be consistently posting on LinkedIn, because let's face it, the job market and the current economy out there doesn't favor when you try applying for jobs, and when you try for applying for different roles via these application platforms like Naukri, Indeed, or even from LinkedIn for that matters. But building your online presence, building your personal brand on LinkedIn, that's the very thing that can always help you. That's what helped me land my roles in the previous organizations that I've mentioned. So in order to do that, the key step to do is to kind of maintain your personal brand on LinkedIn. So yeah, now the second question is like, how do we do it? We know that we have to like post regularly on LinkedIn so that everybody understands what you think or what your niche is, what your expertise is in, and so on. Some of you might know what to post, but majority of you, including myself, we many times wouldn't know. So that is our problem statement. So we would know that we have to post, but what do we post, right? So that is the biggest problem statement out there, and a lot of them do not know what to post, and kind of never post, and then like that, the whatever new resolutions that you have created fades away in a matter of days. So we are going to build a solution that kind of helps you address this problem. So how are we going to do it? Right. Possible solution is you can research existing influencers, and what kind of post that they do in your niche. Let's say you want to post about AI, considering you've joined an AI webinar on a Saturday. I am assuming that a lot of you would want to build your presence around AI. So so you can follow a couple of AI influencers out there, and you can understand what they post, if they are posting like newly released tools, or if they are looking at different AI approaches, if they are posting about what they are learning, and so on. So once you understand and kind of research all of these existing influencer posts, you get an idea as to what you can post. But this is like very manual, right? Imagine there are like thousands of influencers out there, and how would you know what they post, and how do you even analyze it? You're not a large language model. So this is again a bottleneck, and it'll take days or even months before you analyze all of them, and you kind of, I don't know, you kind of find your pattern before you start posting, which is again labor intensive. So if this is automated, wouldn't that be the kind of a dream for everyone who's like trying to get started on LinkedIn? Right. So let's fix that today. In order to do that, we'll first have to figure out how do we do it manually, right? And how would anybody researching somebody on LinkedIn, different influencers on LinkedIn, do it manually? So that leads us to our secret sauce for building any AI agent or any automation for that matter. Is you have to do it manually once or thrice, so that you understand what you're doing and you understand what exactly to automate. Because trust me when I say this, that most of the time you do not need an automation for a specific task. And many times there have been events where I've spent weekends or even months automating a task, which can be done like in a matter of seconds. So the secret sauce here for building any AI agent is that you have to kind of do it manually once or thrice in order to understand the whole process, so that if you do not understand what you're doing or what is expected and what all tools to use, how would you instruct an AI agent to do it? So that's why this is the secret sauce that I wanted to share with you before you even start building an AI agent. Now let's figure out how do we build the LinkedIn, the post or the LinkedIn profile analyzer, if you will. So the step one would be to get their LinkedIn profiles, right? That's like basic thing to do. Who do you want to copy, or who do you want to follow, or whose posts that you regularly see on LinkedIn is like so inspiring that you want to kind of get started and start posting like them. So that is your step one. And the step two would be to get their recent posts. So you visit their profile, you go to all of their posts that they've posted, and you see and read through the couple of recent posts that they've done. You understand, what kind of posts that they do, whether they post about new tools that are being launched, or whether they post about different methodologies that they regularly use, or explain methodologies to people who are reading those posts. You just, by reading the post, you will understand. Now, the step three is to analyze the key themes of these posts. So, like I said, it can be an explainer, it can be about, different news in AI, or sometimes it can even be their personal stories, their failures, their, learning stories, or something embarrassing that's happened in their life. It can be anything. So, you analyze these key themes, and also you understand the engagements for all of these posts. So, you create a report of whatever themes that you've just identified. And the final step would be to email the report, or like, one additional step. You just like, if you're doing this for your client, if you are a LinkedIn or a digital marketing expert, and you want to help your client to kind of post regularly on LinkedIn, you would do all of these work for them and send an email to them, or send it to yourself if you're like, doing it on a very daily basis, or maintain a all the analysis on a separate spreadsheet for that matters. So, and optionally, it's also essential to have a human in the loop as needed. Because let's face it, AI is intelligent. All the large language models are like very, freakishly intelligent. They even act as therapists to some, but they are simply, AI models which have been trained on millions and millions of records, and they are, they can make mistakes. Us humans who can think, with common sense, with we have the emotional intelligence, all the empathy in place, and we still make mistakes. What can you say about AI agents and them not making any mistakes? So it is highly advisable that you have a human in the loop as much as possible, while analyzing themes, or before emailing it to your client, or without, generally have an approver in place for any steps, for any kind of workflow that you build, so that you do not kind of land in trouble, or you do not exhaust all of your AI credits. That is such a huge thing in 2026, because an unattended rogue AI agent will eat all of your AI credits, and you would end up like renewing for the platform, which is a huge thing. Apart from all those mistakes that it can do, it can send an email to all of your clients, and unattended AI agents can even like cancel your meetings. So you don't want to do that. Moving forward, yep. So this is exactly the workflow that we'll be building using Relay.app. So let me define the workflow here before I take you to the Relay app and show you how you can build it in real time. So I'm scheduling a trigger. So this is what I want on every Saturday at around 7:30 a.m. I want to get a list of influencers URLs. This is their LinkedIn profiles, and I want to get their recent most posts and write a report, send it to myself for understanding the themes, what they do, or what they have posted, how frequently they post, all of those analysis, right? So this is the workflow that we are going to be building on Relay app. Let me quickly bring that Relay app over here. And I'm quickly taking that window, and not this. Oops. I looking for that specific browser tab that I have. So, yup. I think you can see my see the thing that I'm sharing right now, the Relay app page. So this is what the Relay app looks like. So you have this is the easiest way to make any AI agent, and that is true. I've tried it and it really works. So like I said, it has a free trial enabled, so it is free for everybody. But only one user. If you're planning to collaborate, you need to kind of like upgrade to a team, you know, version of it, and it has 500 free AI credits per month, and it tops up every month even without you upgrading to a paid model. And you have multi-step workflows you can build, and all the features in any other plans are available up here. And you have 200 steps per month, so each step is something that you build, like, step one, kind of fetch the LinkedIn URLs. Step two, kind of analyze the posts, and then step three is send an email to you. So like that you can build 200 different steps per month. So that is why, compared to all the other tools out there, I believe Relay.app has an extensive starter pack, the free pack, that anybody can kind of use. And apart from that, you also have different templates available. So you can search for different agents that is pre-built for you, and you can kind of get started from that. You can just click on any template and then customize it for you. You need not like build workflow step by step starting from scratch. So you have LinkedIn profile finder. If you want to find the influencer profiles, you can make use of this specific template. And NDA reviewer, Reddit comment opportunity. This is for somebody who is trying to establish their brand. B2B, B2C. You kind of comment about your brand on different platforms. So you have a lot of templates that you can get started right away. You need not build them from scratch, is what I'm trying to say. Now let's look at this specific workflow over here. So, all right. So this is the workflow that we spoke about in the slides that we saw just very recently. So here, as you can see, right. So as you can see, I'm starting this whole AI agent on a schedule. So yeah, the first and the all right. So the rule is, on every Saturday at 7:30 a.m. it needs to send me this report, right? So that is the first trigger that I'm setting. Remember the trigger that we spoke about earlier. So this you can kind of like repeat it. I think for some reason the stream is getting paused. Let me fix that. Give me just 1 minute. Please don't go away. I'm just fixing the stream. All right, I think the stream should be fixed without it having to end very too often. Oh, it's still doing that. All right, so learning for me to not use Discord and then stream from there. Anyways, moving on to our workflow. The first one is a trigger. So it checks the calendar. If it sees that it's a Saturday and if it's 7:30 a.m., that's the cue for the whole AI agent to start with the subsequent steps. So this is the trigger that we're talking about. You can kind of set it up for any workflow that you want. It can be weekly on a Saturday, or weekly on a Sunday, or it can be anything, right? All right, and it can be on a weekday and so on. So the second step would be to get the list of influencers, right? So you want to copy the influencers, you know, take a look at what kind of posts that they do to get an understanding of what exactly that they do. So so here is a prompt for you. So in the prompt, you mention the list of LinkedIn profiles, or you can even give a simple English prompt as to like fetch the list of AI influencers on LinkedIn, that LinkedIn profiles, and you know, kind of use those LinkedIn profiles as an output for the next step. So what you see here on the window is that you have a input prompt where you can customize it as you wish, and then this is the output prompt which should be fed into your next step in the kind of the next step in the workflow. So you can also make use of tools. So this is the tool part of the AI agent we spoke about. um, we have different tools, like you can give the AI agent web access. You can even link your code sandbox and then, you know, write your own set of code if you know coding. And then there are also a list of connected apps, which is you can connect different kinds of apps that you want, like not just LinkedIn but also Instagram, um, Notion, or Google Meet, or Zoom, or any app that you use. And you can also set up scraping for your agents to use. And you can even add a custom tool. So this is when you have your own tool which is not listed in these specific connected apps. You can link those custom tools if it has a API or a webhook, so you can you know, integrate that over here. And then you can kind of add knowledge to it. So let's say you want your AI agents to follow a specific brand guidelines. You know, it should not pick posts that are personal stories, for instance, or it should not pick posts that are sponsored posts. You know, an influencer recommending a specific tool, or they would have mentioned it's sponsored by so and so tool, so you want to avoid all of those. So you can add all of those knowledge here, and also you can mention your writing style in these knowledge in the subsequent steps as well. And this is the human in the loop concept that I was talking about. So if you select this, what happens is that once the LinkedIn influencers profile URLs are fetched, an email is sent to you, and you are supposed to be, as a human, approve whether to use these different LinkedIn profiles. And then further, the model will continue with its subsequent steps. So until you approve, the model will not continue, the AI agents will not continue with the subsequent steps. Now let's take a look at other steps over here. So right now we have set up a trigger, we have fetched the list of influencer profiles, and we have also kind of so the next step would be to get the influencer posts. Remember, that's what we looked at in our slides. So how do you get these LinkedIn profile posts? Here again, you have an option to customize it. So this profile URL, it's like you can choose from the response that the previous step has given you. So in the previous step, if you remember, we had an output you know, option. So from the output option, this is the response that the AI agent has got. So this response, you know, the output from there, it can be auto populated over here. And then, for instance, you can also see over here that from the response you have a list of LinkedIn profiles that have been identified, and you can also add a couple of utilities to it. So not just the output from your previous step, but also include a couple more, like your brand guidelines, or add some of the manual LinkedIn profiles, or even your own LinkedIn profile URL to kind of match your style, right? So once you you know, get that input, so you have all the LinkedIn URLs populated. So now the Relay app has this specific template. It's like inbuilt, and Relay app has kind of like the specific option as to what post you want to, you know, bring in. So is it a most recently posted post, or is it like maximum number of posts, how many posts you want it to be written. It can be one, two, or like many. For this demo purposes, I'm using one. You're looking at the time, and also like the different behavior. So if you find no post that has been posted recently, what do you want to do? Do you want to continue without a result, or do you want to pause and throw an error at this stage, and so on. So with that, it gets the posts of the LinkedIn URLs that it obtained from the first step. So once it gets the post, the output for this specific step would be the list of posts, the URL of the post that it has obtained, right? Now the next step would be to write a report with all the posts that it has obtained. So it needs to analyze all the posts and then give you a report of whatever it has understood, the style, the topics, the themes, and everything. So here, as we have seen, we give a prompt as to, this is a prompt that a simple prompt that I've given. So choose the theme which is the most mentioned in these LinkedIn posts and write a summary report about it, mentioning its impact and who wrote it. So this input prompt will give you an output with the specific LinkedIn post description. So here, this LinkedIn post description can be customized as well. So you can explore it considering the time. I'm just moving forward. So this write report step would give you a detailed LinkedIn post description as to the themes and everything. And here again, you can have a human in the loop. So this is my email ID. Now, once the post is kind of generated, before emailing it to your client, which is the next step, or emailing to yourself, which is the next step, you can kind of set up this, configure this so that once the post is generated, you get that email first, and once you approve it, you kind of I mean, you kind of like, that it moves to the last step. The AI agent proceeds to the next step. Now, the final step would be to send an email to yourself. So that step would look something like this. Now, yeah, so AI LinkedIn post analyzer this is your tool name, and that's a subject that you can kind of customize it if you want, and what time it is run, and the body would be the output that has been generated from this specific write report step. So once it is written, the output of this step would be the AI response, which is a detailed description of after analyzing all of these posts, which will be sent to your email. So let me quickly show you the result from one of the recent runs that I did. So I started it manually, and then here, as you can see, the list of influencer URLs. So these two URLs have been obtained, and and in the next step, as you can see, you have different loops. So this is where based on the different URLs that the model got, it would go through each URL and find one post which you have mentioned, and it loops and then gets it for all the LinkedIn URLs if you have mentioned multiple. And finally, it will write a report. So this report would look something like this. So practical AI integration and agentic systems. So this is a theme that the influencers that I've mentioned have done. So it'll give you a summary, the impact, and then different authors, which are the LinkedIn URLs that we did. And you can also see the AI conversation, that is the thinking of the specific AI agent. So it is all in detail. It went through each of these profile. It gets the reactions, comments, and even the description of all of these comments, the sense of it, and gives you the exact output that we were looking for. So I think with that, it's very simple and very easy to build. You just add any step, or you just kind of add any apps, you kind of control your flow, you add any AI, you can make use of your own API keys if you have them, or the Relay has an inbuilt different AI systems in place like Gemini, ChatGPT, Grok, Perplexity, and so many. So you can make use of them, and also you have the human in the loop option, which is a very simple one that I showcased in the demo, but there are a lot of different options that you can enable. You can add multiple humans in the loop. You can connect so many different apps like email, your Google Gemini, Meet, Instagram, anything. You can customize it for any workflows as you please. And finally, you can send it to yourself. It'll arrive in your email, and you can start working with that specific step. So this is a template which I'll be sharing. I mean, after the end of this session to all of your registered emails. So yeah, moving back to our slide over here. Right. Okay. So we spoke about the human in the loop concept, which is very crucial when it comes to building AI agents. It prevents mistakes. It builds trust. It keeps you in control, and it kind of it makes you so that AI can work along with you and not like instead of you. So that's the biggest fear for all of us. Am I right? Now, we've reached almost the end of the session with just 10 minutes to remain. So, what is your path forward? Thank you so much for tuning in. Your path moving forward, you can join me on Discord, scan any of these QR codes to get, to my Discord, to my YouTube where I post about AI regularly. It is all practical AI stuff with zero jargons and zero fluff. And you can also get a lot of guides that I constantly post on my top mate. So scan them, and again, AI will work along with you, and with but instead of you, right? So that's where we are heading in 2026. So with that, I would like to open the floor for any questions if you have. Um, Let me quickly check the chat as well if there are any questions. Or for those of you who have joined Discord, you can simply raise your hand and request to speak. I'll pop you up on the stage and you can ask your questions here if you will. Right, if not, I'll also drop a couple of responses, or sorry, a couple of links in the chat which you can kind of like use to reach me. You know where to reach me on. If you're on Discord, you can DM me or like pop onto the stage and talk to me anytime with any questions. And there are also a lot of channels on Discord which you can kind of make use of. And all right, I think we just have a couple of minutes left. So I'll take the time to drop all the links here. Meanwhile, while you post all of your questions. And I'll also leave this QR code over here for you to scan in the meantime if you've missed the the previous slide. So here's all the links that you can use. So you have my LinkedIn profile, the link to the app, Relay.app. I'll also put it in. Okay, we do have a question now. I can build AI agents. So sorry, it's on LinkedIn. Sorry, it's on YouTube. So it's from Kamali. I can build AI agents for future business. Yes, of course you can. So Relay.app, it's basically your starting point. You can build, customize your own AI agents for any workflows that you want. And if you're working for an organization, you can find out your own use cases. Right, like you could be, in marketing if you want to automate your marketing processes. Let's say you kind of want to automate the lead qualifying processes. You can build an AI agent for that. You can build an agent that kind of pops everything up. Brings all the leads to you directly from your LinkedIn or any platform that you have. If you use Apollo or if you use any of those data platforms which gives you leads, you can set up an AI agent to automatically get the leads for you, qualify them based on your set ICP, and then you know reach out to those leads as well. You can use a couple of those voice agents that we spoke about and cold call these leads, and these leads will kind of convert for your business, without you writing even a single line of code, without you even opening up your laptop. You just set it up, and then there you go. You have this entire AI agents working for you. So yes, you can build AI agents, for your future business. So you can even start your own business. So like I said, I started the Arthi AI Collective very recently, and I've been using a lot of AI agents to do research for me, and then I'm also currently building an AI agent to kind of sell my products for me, which is not very complicated if you think about it. And also, I shouldn't make any mistake because I'm just starting out, and even a minor mistake would kind of set me back. So yeah, thanks for that question, and I hope I have answered it. All right, so I'll paste all of these links on YouTube chat as well, so that you can kind of get started with it. All right, with 4 minutes left, and if there are no further questions, I want to thank you again for joining in on a Saturday and tuning into this session. So I'll share all the resources that we spoke about, the link to the application, the links to all the resources that we talked about, where you can reach me and everything. The recording of this session, I hope it has recorded well. So I'll share all those things to you, to your registered email IDs. If not, you can register it in the same link that I've been promoting all over, Instagram, LinkedIn, Discord, wherever you follow me. So with that, I think thank you once again for joining. I'll see you in the next session. 2026 is looking good. I'll be doing more of these. Today was a little bit messy with all the screen sharings and everything, but there is a first for everything, right? Like everybody makes mistakes. So I'll see you, and remember, the future belongs to people who understand how to collaborate with AI but not fear it. So thank you once again for being here. Let's get this 2026 started with a bang, right? Thank you so much. Bye.